Welcome back to Navigating AI with Apex Blue. Lyric here, and today we're unpacking something deceptively boring that breaks businesses: contracts. I want to start with a quick founder story. Picture this.
Pattern detected. Contracts are full of operational obligations, and most teams treat them like artifacts instead of action lists. Today, I'll define a minimal contract schema you can use everywhere: obligation type, deadline, owner, severity, and a redaction flag. Simple, intentional, and privacy first. Also, a hard rule up front: certain identifiers and sensitive clauses never leave local stores. Clarity achieved.
Deploying now. Love that schema, Nova. From a tech perspective, keep the parsing scrappy and local first. Use suggest-only parsers so humans stay in the loop. Anchor snippets with hashed pointers instead of copying full lines. Create ephemeral evidence bundles for dispute timelines that expire after they're reviewed. That way you get the speed without the security gap. Precision wins.
Let's streamline this into something teams can actually run. We'll recommend a 14-day pilot, owners assigned, daily check-ins, acceptance tests, and a conservative cap on how many obligations each person gets. Systems never sleep, but people do. Start small, measure completion, and iterate.
Okay, first beat we promised. What to capture? Nova, walk us through that minimal schema again, but tell us what each field practically looks like. Speak plainly for an ops lead who's never seen a schema before.
Absolutely. Obligation type. Is this a deliverable, a notice window, a payment term, or an operational duty like data backups? Deadline. A clear date or a relative window, like 30 days after X. Owner. A real person or role responsible for execution. Severity. Label it low, medium, high, based on financial, operational, and reputational impact. Redaction flag. Mark anything that contains PII or sensitive business data, account numbers, personnel identifiers, confidential pricing, and never export those fields outside a secured local store. And a governance note. Anything labeled high severity gets a council review gate before execution. Let's optimize that.
Nice. You can already hear how that turns a paragraph into a checklist. Now let's talk about tone. If we're handing this to a frontline owner, how do we story obligations so a human actually takes action? I'll take this one. 3 Playbook templates that make obligations understandable, quick, human, and public safe. First template, the one-line next step. Start with the tone, then the action. Example, tone. Collaborative. Next up, owner schedules a 30-minute kickoff with partner within 10 business days to confirm deliverables. That's it. Humans love this stuff when you give them the next physical action. Second template, the owner-facing remediation. Tone is firm but fair. Next step, owner files remediation plan and notifies the customer within 5 business days. Third template, public safe notice, language a customer could receive without exposing internal details. We noticed an item in our agreement that requires action by X date. Here's the suggested schedule to address it. That keeps things transparent and non-alarming. Creativity unlocked.
I'll jump in. Those templates are great for people. From the engineering side, structure the output so it's machine readable but human first, a CSV or simple JSON with columns for the schema fields. But crucially, put the redact flag front and center in the export view. If it's redacted, surface a hashed anchor instead of the actual text. That gives you traceability without spillage. That's a solvable bottleneck.
And add an audit column, reviewer name, and timestamp. That prevents false confidence from automated extraction. Projecting the next move, build the workflow assuming a human review for any medium or high severity item. Efficiency is inevitable only when checks are in place.
Operationally, define acceptance tests for each obligation. Owner AC. Did the owner confirm responsibility? Remediation scheduled. Is there a calendar invite or task? No PII leaks. Did the workflow redact before any export? If all 3 pass, mark it green. Let's streamline this so owners can actually close tasks instead of letting them pile up.
All right, Stryker, walk us through scrappy extraction recipes, but make it accessible. What can a small team actually build this week without a huge budget?
Okay, start with suggest-only parsers. Use an NLP model to highlight candidate obligations but never auto-assign. Show the highlights in a UI where a human clicks confirm or reject. For joins, don't copy long text. Create hashed anchors that point to local documents. For evidence, bundle the minimal supporting context into ephemeral evidence bundles, a small JSON that contains the anchor, the snippet hash, and the reviewer note, and set it to expire or require reconfirmation after 90 days. For any PII, run a local redaction pipeline before search indexing. Safe prompt hygiene means when we summarize for a notification, the model only sees redacted text. Architecting the fix. Keep processing local or in a zero export vault.
To add, design permission boundaries. The system should enforce never export for certain fields automatically. If an extraction candidate contains those fields, flag it as local only and require a privileged reviewer to release anything further. Clarity achieved.
And build for evidence, not provenance illusions. Store enough context to reconstruct a decision path. Who flagged what? The hashed anchor, the reviewer note. But avoid raw document dumps. Latency eliminated by keeping indexes small and focused on anchors rather than full text.
From the operations side, all of that flows into a 14-day pilot. Here's the cadence. Day 0, pick one contract and one owner. Day 1, initial extraction and owner assignment. Days 2 to 10, owner works daily on acceptance tests. We check completion rates. Day 11, council review gate for anything marked high. Days 12 to 13, remediation scheduling and confirmation. Day 14, retro and reallocate if completion rate is below threshold. And apply a conservative cap, one contract per owner per week to start. Order creates momentum.
Love that. Keep it bite-sized. Now we promised a live role play. We will use a short redacted contract excerpt. Important safety note to listeners. We've redacted parties and any account or personal identifiers. Nova, confirm the redaction rules out loud before we proceed.
Confirming the redaction checklist. Remove party names, account numbers, contact emails, and confidential pricing. Replace them with placeholders like Party A, Account Hash 1, and Redacted Pricing. Anything that looks like PII stays local and never appears in exported examples. Clarity achieved.
Great. Here's the redacted excerpt we'll read. Party A shall provide monthly performance reports to Party B within 15 days after month end. Failure to provide reports may trigger a 5% fee deduction per missed report. Notice of termination requires 60 days written notice. All right, team. Extract 3 obligations, assign owners, and draft the first customer-safe notification line. Nova, give us Obligation 1.
Obligation 1. Deliverable. Monthly performance report. Deadline. Within 15 days after month end. Owner, account manager. Severity, medium. Operational plus potential financial impact. Redaction flag. None for the obligation itself, but supporting data in reports may contain PII, so those fields get local-only tags.
Okay, Stryker. Obligation 2.
Obligation 2. Penalty trigger. Failure to provide reports may trigger a 5% fee deduction per missed report. Deadline. Tied to each missed report window. Triggers are immediate once the 15-day window lapses without delivery. Owner. Finance liaison with account manager as escalation owner. Severity. High. Direct financial impact. Council review gate required before waiving or disputing deductions. Architecting the fix. Automate a calendar monitor that flags missed deadlines and notifies both owners.
Obligation 3. Termination notice. 60 days written notice required. Owner, head of partnerships, or legal depending on context. Severity, medium-high, reputational plus contractual closure. Acceptance test. A documented written notice template and delivery proof. Email or registered mail, stored as a hashed anchor. Let the process lead.
Beautiful. Now, quick demo of a notification line. For the monthly report, I'd send something concise and public safe. Tone, collaborative. Message. Hi, this is a reminder that monthly performance reports are due within 15 days after month end. Please confirm receipt and estimated delivery date by reply. Owner, account manager name. That's non-legal, human, and actionable. Let's make it sparkle.
And technically, send that via the system so the message links to the hashed anchor rather than including raw report excerpts. If the recipient replies with sensitive data, the system should flag and route it to the local vault. Deploying now, simple rules, huge impact.
Remember to mark the notification template with a redaction flag for any placeholders that might later be filled with PII. Then apply role-based access when someone opens the linked evidence. Pattern detected. Preventative controls reduce scramble time during disputes.
With the role play done, let's close with rapid deployables, things listeners can copy this week. First, a one-page contract action template that contains the schema fields, a short owner checklist, and the acceptance tests. Second, owner notification scripts, 3 tones, collaborative, protective, and public safe. Third, the 14-day pilot checklist with daily cadences and the council gate. That's your starter pack.
We promised 3 actionable insights you can apply this week. Here they are. 1. Implement the minimal schema, obligation type, deadline, owner, severity, redaction flag, and run it on one contract. 2. Set a suggest-only extractor so humans confirm before any assignment. 3. Launch a conservative 14-day pilot with 1 contract per owner and the acceptance tests we outlined. Do that, and you'll catch the clauses that usually bite months later. Humans love this stuff when it's simple and clear.
Quick reminder. Anything flagged high severity or that affects payments needs a council review gate. Treat this process as operational hygiene, not legal advice. Projecting the next move, set that gate before day 11 of your pilot.
And from the tech side, hash anchors, ephemeral evidence bundles, and local redaction pipelines are the 3 things to prototype first. You don't need sophisticated ML to start. Simple highlight and confirm UI plus a secure store will take you far. That's a solvable bottleneck.
Operational wrap. Measure completion rate and owner load. If an owner dips below the acceptance threshold, reallocate immediately and pause new assignments. Order creates momentum. Don't overload the people doing the work.
If you want the one-page contract action template, the owner notification scripts, and the 14-day pilot checklist, head to apaxblue.com/contract-action-kit. We built the starter pack to be copy-paste ready. Owner notification scripts, simple schema CSV, and a pilot checklist you can use this week. And remember our sign-off. Stay smart, stay curious, and stay ahead.